Oh, okay. Oh, okay. But how do I link it? How do I link it? I don't know. How do I link? Edit. Okay, that's webcam. That's manage. Live chat. That's a live chat, but where do I go for the link? I just don't know. Okay, so let's see. YouTubes. I'm doing the YouTubes now. Do I go to my channel? I just don't know. I'm new to this. Okay, I'm recording. I'm starting to record now. I'm doing something new. I'm doing something different. I'm trying to do my live show on a YouTube, but I don't know how to send people the link. Okay, I'm going to my channel. How is this done? This makes no sense to me. I don't get it. How do I find the link to my show? How do I find it to send it out to people? It just doesn't give it to you. Manage. No, I don't want to exit stream. No. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. This is not easy. Stream. I mean, I will say it's a lot more difficult when you start adding all these bells and whistles. How do I do this? How do I... Classic streaming. Okay, but where's the link that I send to people? Share. I see. See, the thing is that when you do something as a... like an arrow, I don't know what that arrow means. What does that arrow mean? It could mean anything. Okay, so now I have to go and post the link on my various web pages on my websites. Okay, so let me go on Twitter's. Okay, live now on YouTube. Okay. So we got that. And then Control V, as in vagina, as in WAP. As in WAP. I have a whole WAP monologue that I'm gonna do. It's not rehearsed. I mean, I did post something about it. Live now on YouTube. Okay, let's see if this works. I think I'm just going to post it on my Twitters and on my as Madge would say, on my thus and so. Is that on my Twitters now? My tweet was sent. Okay, so I guess I'm ready to go. So I'm going to start off this show now that we're done with the difficulty of trying to put everything in its place, and it's thus and so. I'm going to start off by playing this video. Okay, my audio is working. Okay, that's not what I want to play. I want to play this one. This one. This song is all the rage right now. It's a big hit with Shanae Winey's Cross, which is my favorite television show. Let's see. WAP. It's WAP. I've never watched the video before, but it starts off and we see gates of a mansion. Green gates. Green iron gates. And the iron gates say W-A-P.
I said certified free, 7 days a week, wet and gushy, make that pull-out game weak. Yeah, you dealing with some wet and gushy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet and gushy. Give me everything you got for this wet and gushy. Beat it up, baby, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this cookie right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a giggle, I'm kinda wild. Look at my mouth, look at my thighs. It's wet, it's wet, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. That's roleplay, I wear disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make me dream, make it stream. Out in public, make the scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I run down on them before I have a running me. Talk your pow, bite your lip. Ask for a call while you ride that dick. While you really ain't never got him for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. Now get your boots, hang your coat for this wet and gushy. He bought a phone just for pictures of this wet and gushy. Pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet and gushy. Now make it rain if you wanna see some wet and gushy.
It's supposed to be wet ass P word. I sound like Ben Shapiro, which I'll play his madness. Okay, and then we have a Kardashian in here, just out of nowhere, or a Jenner, or whatever last name she has. Just randomly walking around in cheetah print lingerie.
Look, I need a hard hit, I need a deep, I need a Henny drink, I need a woo smoke, not a garden snake, I need a king cobra with a hook in it, hope it lean over. He got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Cookie ain't one, just like his credit. He got a beard when I'm tryna wet it. I let him, now he diabetic. I don't wanna I wanna I want you to touch that, that swing in the back of my talking misfire. The sun is going and drying, it's coming outside. Yeah, I right on that thing, the cuz behind me, the way that I spit, and he tryna sign me.
Your Honor, I'm a freak, handcuffs, leashes. Switch my wig, make him feel like he cheating. Put him on his knees, give him something to believe in. Never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beat. In the food chain, I'm the one that eat you. If he ate my eye, he's a bottom feeder. Big D stand for big demeanor. I can make you bust before I ever meet you. If it don't hang, then he can't bang. You can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. If you ill me and ask who's is it when I ride the ya, I'ma spell my name.
Yeah, you dealing with some wet and gushy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet and gushy.
Showgirls on VH1.
Got for this wet and gushy. Now from the top, make it drop. That's some wet and gushy.
On
now get a
VH1 when they play
bucket and a
Showgirls,
mop.
it's
That's some wet and gushy. I'm talking wop.
basically they take
That's
all
some
the
wet and
titty
gushy.
scenes
Macaroni
and they
in a pot. That's some wet
superimpose
and gushy.
these leopard print bras on them for a topless show. So every time they say wet and gushy, that's what I feel like I'm watching. Is that it? Why was the Kardashian in there? Or the Jenner, whatever she is. Why was she in there? I don't understand that. So anyway, this song is it's a big hit. It's a big hit with all of the kids right now. And this was my first time to see the video. And I liked, I guess I liked the video. I mean, I didn't dislike it. But before watching the video, I wasn't a fan of the song. And maybe I liked this version of the song because it wasn't so in your face with all of the pussy talk. Wow, wow. And I don't know when I became such a prude. I've never been a prude before. I feel like one of those the girls who does the slut shaming in Strangers with Candy.
Guess what we just heard about Drake Rogers and Audrey Stupino? They did it behind the dumpsters. What a slut. And we actually let her hang out with us this summer. Do you believe it, Jerry?
What a floozy.
Hey, look. There she is. Hey, whore!
Because we know I'm not some virginal character. I mean, I have not had sex in 6 years. So, but I do have a checkered past. I have a checkered history. What does it mean when you say checkered? I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means metaphorically, but I don't get why they say checkered. At any rate, I mean, I guess I'm a, you know what I am? I'm a virgin whore.
Who's that?
It's just my sister.
Hello. You look so...
Virginie?
Trust me, she's a whore.
Really?
Oh, am I dickless? Well, check this out.
Ain't bad, it's big deal.
A virgin whore.
I don't even know why I'm talking to you, plug. You're not even supposed to be down here. Mom!
It was very nice to make your acquaintance, Drake. Perhaps we can speak another time when there are fewer sack wranglers around. So long, scrote lick.
Yeah, so I recently did a Facebook post. I did it, I think, yesterday, where I was doing a little bit of pearl clutching about the song. But before I get there, I want to acknowledge that there is a lot of pearl clutching going around when it comes to this song that I do find ridiculous. Like, for instance, that alt-right troll Ben Shapiro. He went on his show. I don't know what show he has. I'm not a big follower. He's not an unattractive guy. I hate to say that because he's evil. But, you know, whatever. Even Hayden Christensen turned into Darth Vader. So he went on his show, and the Shapiro Show, I guess it's called, and he just read the lyrics to the song in just absolute disgust, as if his racism and his xenophobia and his homophobia and his transphobia and all of his other issues isn't somehow more disgusting than women singing about their own body parts, right? So this is, it's humorous, I'm just gonna play it. So
whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house.
I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that pull out game weak. Yeah, you effin' with some wet ass P word. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P word. Give me everything you've got for this wet ass P word. Beat it up, N word, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top if I wanna ride. I do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P word is wet, come take a dive. And continue along these lines. And it gets significantly more vulgar. Like, a lot more vulgar.
I mean, you know, I was just saying that he's kind of attractive, which I hate to admit because he's a disgusting human being. But he's just, Ben Shapiro is this twink. I mean, is that the only reason why he gets any attention? Because he says vile, racist, homophobic things, but he's like this he's trade. I don't understand. But it's funny to listen to him recite the words to WAP, because I imagine that I could see him in a, like, Sean Cody Studios produces, a Sean Cody, Corbin Fisher production. Men.com features Ben Shapiro. And even in a porn, he wouldn't say pussy. He would say P word, right? Because that's where he draws the line.
7 days a week.
So just imagine he's saying this as a twink in a porn, okay? Like, he's saying this about himself. And maybe when he's talking about P word, you can say he means his bussy or his ooh, the fire department went by. Firefighters, I'll be right back. Okay, no, or maybe his penis. So let's just imagine. Let's just theater of the mind. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes while I listen and imagine it's Twink Shapiro saying this on Sean Cody.
I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that pullout game weak. Yeah, you effing with some wet ass P word. Bring a bucket.
Like, I imagine him being the featured performer on Cody Chambers. I know all of the gay porn sites for research, for sociological and anthropological research. And I could imagine him being like, Cody Chambers is this guy, and he and his boyfriend do, like, a live show, and they always have, like, other guys, and they tag team them and stuff. So I imagine Ben Shapiro as the twink in the Knight's thruple.
And a mop for this wet ass P word. Give me everything you've got for this wet ass P word. Beat it up, N-word, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P word is wet, come take a dive. It continued along these lines.
It continued along these lines. So I am not at all put off by women singing about their vaginas in public. That to me is like whatever. But my Facebook post, here's what inspired it. Okay, so this song has been out. I don't think it's a particularly clever song or like a good song or anything like that. The video made me have more respect for it, I guess. Videos often do that for me. Sometimes I'm not crazy about a song and then I watch the video. It happens with Madonna a lot because her videos are so good, where I'm not crazy about the song, then I watch the video and I'm like, you know what, this is kind of a banger, I like it. But upon the first 100 listens of listening to other people listen to this song on Facebook Live, because that's what I do during the pandemic. I watch other people living their lives who are just like, F you, middle fingers out when it comes to the pandemic. So I just watch their streams. And I'm like, this song seems like it's only popular because she's talking about, she's being obscene, right? And I'm not saying obscene in a pearl clutching like, oh my gosh, I can't believe a woman is talking about her vagina. Women shouldn't talk about their vagina. Women shouldn't even have vaginas. They should not fart. They should not pee. They should not do any of that. I'm just saying, from an artistic standpoint, I didn't get it. It didn't move me. It didn't speak to me. But of course, I'm not the target audience. Okay. So then, what prompted the Facebook post was I saw this other video that Cardi B did, where she basically is talking about why women's vaginas smell like bacon, egg, and cheese pussy. Okay? And I felt like, ooh, hold on, what? And how they have dry vaginas and dehydrated vaginas. And to me, that seemed to be not empowering women, right? Because that would be the conceit of the song. Like, hey, you support this song because it's a woman taking pride in her vagina. It's like the vagina monologues set to hip hop, right? Like, don't be afraid to say vagina. Say it in public. Say it loud. Wear spandex and leopard and do all of that, right? But, okay, just watch this video because this seems to me to cancel out that message.
Yo, it's your girl Cardi B, and I'm doing this video so y'all can keep y'all pussy on WAP. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you bitches got the damn dry ass pussy because y'all pH balance is off. And you wanna know why? It's not because you born with it. It's because y'all keep fucking these dirty ass niggas. And y'all bitches is shy to tell these niggas that their dick is hot. You gotta tell babe, yo, your dick smell like mustard, my nigga. You gonna throw my pH balance off. Y'all bitches be fucking these little dirty ass niggas. Y'all be sucking their dick and shit. And y'all be gagging on it. Y'all think y'all gagging on it because the dick is big. But no, bitch, it's because it stinks. Another thing is, right, why your pH balance is throwing off, because y'all bitches need to fucking brush your teeth before you suck dick. Y'all eating barbecue ribs the whole day, bacon, egg, and cheese, then you suck your nigga dick, and right after, he directly put it inside your pussy. Now you got bacon, egg, and cheese grease inside your pussy. You know what I'm saying? I'm only giving y'all this advice because I love you. If you don't want to take advice, alright then, bitch. Roll the dice and keep walking around with that dehydrated pussy. Like I said, I love y'all, and this is for y'all to keep the walk.
Sorry. I mean, I don't find that all that subversive, what she's saying. In fact, I think she's kind of playing on stereotypes, saying that women's vaginas smell. And quite frankly, I preferred these type of rants when Alexis Tyler was doing them fucking 20 years ago on cable access television.
Don't let every man hit the bottom of your vagina, the root of your vagina.
But they don't know about the bottom. They don't know about the bottom.
Yeah, that bottom one. But see, every man may not know because he might not have a penis to really know how to hit that bottom or how to lift to hit that bottom and work that middle with a woman. She spread her legs wide and she started screaming, saying, "Yeah, daddy, that's it." Or she might start cursing or screaming out all types of profanities because he done hit the bottom. And now her mind, she insane. Her mind ain't good because the penis done ejaculated all in her brain.
Okay. That to me is... Alexis Tyler was more, I guess, groundbreaking with it. And Alexis Tyler, to me, was not putting down other women for having dry vaginas or smelly vaginas or, you know, the stuff that Cardi B is saying.
The man that is living to ejaculate, he's in a predator mode. And when a man is in a predator mode, he's going to look for the weaknesses of a woman that's lonely. Her vagina is cold. She's laying in bed at night playing with her toys, or she's got a man beside her. He's a good provider, but he's not hitting the walls and working the middle.
See, to me, the onus here, if I may intellectualize it, lays more on men. Well, I guess that was kind of what Cardi B was saying as well. In a way.
I'm piloting the pussy. See, y'all got to be a pilot over the pussy, y'all. Y'all got to be the pussy police.
I love her. I love Alexis Tyler. So I went on my Facebook and I said, hey, okay, so this song is a big hit right now. I don't get it. And I had some people tell me I don't get it because I'm white. And that's fair. I think that's a fair criticism. It could in part be a cultural thing. I'm not a big fan of rap music to begin with, so maybe that's one of the reasons why I don't appreciate the artistic merit of the song. And I'm open to that, right? Like I'm open to there being kind of an implicit racial bias and whether or not I like the song. And then, hold on, what were other people saying? Let me see if I still have it here or not. And then one of my friends, she posted a link to this article. She's a feminist. And she posted a link to an article from a bitch media website that was basically romanticizing the song. Okay? And what the author was saying was that all these people clutching their pearls are just really uncomfortable with women of color talking about their vaginas in public. And then she went on to compare Cardi B to Ma Rainey, who is Gertrude Rainey, who is considered, she's called Ma Rainey because she's considered to be the mother of jazz music. And incidentally, whenever I do my queer theory units in the classes that I teach, I talk about Ma Rainey and the history of Ma Rainey, and we listen to some of her music. So I'm familiar with the illusion here, right? And to me, it was a laughable claim in this article because Ma Rainey was such a historical queer figure. She had this song named "Prove It On Me Blues," where she would dress up as a man and she would engage in she was a butch drag, basically, and compare that to Cardi B, who has a husband who's made this song that has homophobic lyrics, saying that he doesn't hang out with queers and he wants to break those pairs apart. And she's defended these lyrics, and she's posted an anti-trans meme. And then when she got busted for it, she was like, oh, I didn't do it. It was somebody who worked for me. I don't even have access over my Facebook. And so to try to frame this as some type of feminist anthem, the song doesn't exist in a vacuum. You have to kind of take into consideration these other media artifacts, right? And then to, like this video of her talking about pH balance, right? And shaming women, right? Who I guess who don't smell as good as her. and etc., etc. So I said all of that, and my friend didn't respond to me. Maybe I was being pedantic. But it's my truth. It's my reality. That's just my reality, right? I just wanted to say to the person who wrote that article,
You're such a hypocrite, Allison. I don't know how you do it with a straight face.
I love this. So I got some new clips because I have this new soundboard that you know about. And Melrose Place is one of my all-time favorite shows. I would say there's probably like a 3-way tie for my all-time favorite shows. Strangers with Candy, obviously, which I've beaten to death on this show, okay? But The Office, which I really haven't done many Office clips on the show, and Melrose Place. And I just cannot get enough of Melrose Place, especially Melrose Place mid-season 2 all the way through season 3, when there's a lot of tension between Courtney Thorne-Smith and Heather Locklear, Allison and Amanda. It's like catnip for gay people.
I only said... Shut up. Just shut up and listen to me. And my first instinct was to fire you as well. But on reflection, I realized that's way too easy. No, Allison, I'm gonna do you the way you did me. And when I'm done, all you'll be left with is that proverbial wish that you'd never been born. Now, I believe we have clients waiting.
That last part is the best part. Now, I believe we have clients waiting. I love that. Just read somebody to filth and then say we have clients waiting. Okay. So, speaking of WAP, my mother, her 75th birthday is coming up on Monday. And it's very scary because when you become middle-aged, as I am, I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm a middle-aged woman, sissy bottom, a spinster, never been married, never even been the bridesmaid. You know how they say, always the bridesmaid, never the bride? I'm like not even the bridesmaid. I'm like always in the almost invited, never at the wedding. That's what they would say about me. Now, so one of the odd things about when you become middle-aged is how the people who were middle-aged when you were younger are now elderly. So my mom is turning 75, which to me is very, I can't breathe. And then my stepfather, who is like a father to me, he's been in my life almost my entire life. His name is Dwayne, and he's 88 years old. And that to me is terrifying. I mean, it's really, really, really scary. And yeah, and it's just a shame that I can't be there for my mother's birthday. She normally comes to Los Angeles during the summer, and so I get to spend her birthday with her, and we go to a fancy restaurant. See, I didn't have it all queued up. Let me try this again. We normally spend her birthdays at a very fancy restaurant.
It's very expensive.
It's very expensive. You can't afford it. You just can't afford it. One of the things that would be cool about getting old is you just embrace this philosophy of fuck it. So my mom drinks every single day. She has wine every single day. She loves her martinis. And, I mean, it gets to the point where I do feel a little bit like I'm talking to Allison Parker, Courtney Thorne-Smith, as Amanda, because Allison had a drinking problem in season 3.
This probably calls for a celebration. Of course, you'll use any excuse to have a drink. What was it this morning? OJ, straight up. Screwdriver's more like it. Smell it on your breath. It's not even lunchtime and you're already into happy hour.
Heather Locklear has such contempt in her voice. I just want to just listen to this.
It's not even lunchtime and you're already into happy hour.
Happy hour. I just love that. That's what I should call my mom on her birthday and say,
this probably calls for a celebration. Of course, you'll use any excuse to have a drink. What was it this morning? OJ, straight up. Screwdriver's more like it. Smell it on your breath. It's not even lunchtime and you're already into happy hour.
I love that contempt. I sometimes think about, do you ever think about when you were younger and all the things that you just indulged in because you were going to be young forever. So my parents split when I was an infant, and whenever I teach psychoanalysis, just the very nuts and bolts of it, I don't know all the intricacies and whatnot, but I talk about the different phases of human development and how if something traumatic happens to you in one of those phases, Freud would say, then you'll develop some type of tic or behavioral problem associated with that phase. So the oral phase is when my parents got a divorce and my mom left. I was abandoned by my mother. And so I developed an oral fixation. I sucked my thumb until I was 30 years old. I smoked cigarettes from the time I used to say 12, but then I actually did the math. And I started when I was 11 years old, and I smoked cigarettes until I was 30. I don't want to brag, but it's true. It's exactly what I did. I smoked that long. And so, but I do remember I look back to my 20s when I just didn't give a shit about anything. And I would smoke cigarettes, I would suck my thumb, I would play with the silk on the end of blankets, I ate whatever I want, and I got to indulge that way until I was 40. So I'm very fortunate there. I would have sex with guys, and I wouldn't even bother to clean out, that's gross, right? Like, I wouldn't even, yeah, let's do it. Come on, no, I'm ready. Let's do it. Yeah. Daddy. Yeah. And shitty kitty. And guys, when you're young, guys just put up with that. They find it endearing. I've talked about that before on the show, where they're just kind of like, oh, well, not a big deal. He's so cute. He's so cute and young. I can deal with it. And now that I know better, now that I'm like, I have a bulb, I'm ready to go, it's sad. It's sad. I know what to do now. And you don't get that as a gay kid. You don't get any type of health class to learn how to be clean. You don't learn to have a CAD, a clean ass duty hole. Maybe I should do a rap song about my clean ass poopy. Cap, my clean ass poopy. Come on now, stick it in my clean ass poopy. Okay, in the world going on, Steve Bannon is in legal trouble. So this is, from what I understand, this is what happened. So you may remember that Trump wasn't going to get funding for his border wall that he promised everybody that Mexico would pay for. So then I think somebody who was a serviceman, a vet, said, I'm going to start a GoFundMe for this border wall because it's so important. We have to have this border wall that people can crawl under or crawl over, but we need it. Because I find that people on the right, they're really big on abstract principles and symbolism. Don't do anything to the flag. I mean, you can turn it into a bikini. That's fine. You can do that. You can make it the flag into boxer shorts and get shit stains on it. That's fine. But don't denigrate the flag. Do not take a knee during the national anthem. Why? Because it is symbolic. They're very into the symbols of things. And that's why I think, frankly, so many people who are Trump supporters really get behind the idea of the wall, because it's just kind of masturbatory, right? It's more about like the symbol of having the wall. China has a wall. Why can't we have a great wall? I mean, it's just crazy. I don't get it. But so what they did was they were like, okay, we're going to start a GoFundMe to pay for this wall. And they promised on the GoFundMe page, or whatever website they used to raise the money, they said 100% of what you donate is going to go to this wall. We're not going to take any type of administrative fee for the people who are organizing this. Steve Bannon got in on the action. And then the allegations against Bannon and these three other men is that they created dummy companies and they cooked the books so they could take hundreds of thousands of dollars that were donated and pocket it. So now he's in a lot of trouble. Last week on the show, I was talking about how I just don't understand how people can look at the Trump administration and not see, if they support it, that they're supporting Darth Vader in the movie. Like, in the movie that will be made about 2016 to 2020, Trump is not the hero of that story. Like, he's so clearly the villain. And it's almost like watching a scary movie, like a slasher movie, when you're not supposed to know who the killer is. But they've created a film where the killer's like, I'm going to let you know right away that I'm the killer. Like, in the first Friday the 13th, like, Jason Voorhees' mom is like, I'm the killer. I'm the one killing people. I don't get it. Because that's what Trump is. Anyway, Bannon, to me, he just sounds like a villain. Again, it's just so obvious who the killer is, right? I mean, Bannon, to me, sounds like a mix of Ganon, who is the Antichrist figure in the Legend of Zelda mythology, and Bane, the Tom Hardy villain from the Batman movie. Bane and Ganon together equals Bannon. He just sounds awful. And he's the splotchiest person on the planet. He looks like he got a facial peel that never healed. Yeah, healed. That's the right word. Healed. There are memes of him that he looks so bad, and I hate to do the ad hominem attack, right? But actually, no, I don't, because when you're as awful and as evil as Steve Bannon, then I don't care if I hit below the belt, right? Like, all rules, all bets are off with that, right? So I'll hit below the belt. He's just, there's a meme of, it has his face, and it's splotchy, and he just looks he looks monstrous, and it makes light of the fact that a guy like this overweight, splotchy Batman villain, somebody who looks like a boss that you have to beat, like a demon boss that you have to beat in a Zelda dungeon, considers himself to be among the master race of people. Like, that's how absurd racism is, right? Like, this guy, under any rubric of or matrix of understanding, thinks that he's superior to anybody else, is just kind of ridiculous. But at any rate, what this goes to show is that somebody like this doesn't care about anybody, not even the people supporting the things that he believes in, like a wall to keep out people from Mexico, right? Which is implicitly racist. They're not asking for a wall for Canada, right? And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I had a clip that I wanted to play here. Oh, yeah. So he doesn't care about the people who care about what he cares about.
I don't care if I sacrifice the life of anybody else. I need it now.
That's who that's who he is. He's Allison from Intervention. Bannon. That's who he is. So, and now his defense is that this is all a political hit job, right? And this is straight out of the book of Trump. Because anytime anybody comes after these people for anything legitimate, it's not legitimate, it's always a political hit job. And that's not anything that regular, average, everyday people can say. I would like to say that in the future, if I get pulled over by the police for speeding or something, or drunk driving, like Allison was she was drinking and driving, Allison Parker, and she hit a kid, and
I don't know what you used to pull this off, you dishonest, self-serving, pathetic drunk. But when I find out, I'm gonna turn it around, cut you open like a rotten piece of fruit.
Oh no, that wasn't the right one. Oh yeah, here.
The truth is, I am better on 2 double vodkas than you are at your best.
Tell that to the next poor kid you run over.
So great. It's one of my favorite lines. Tell that to the next poor kid you run over. So what was I saying there? I forgot. Oh yeah, so I want to start saying that in the future. This is a political hit job. I'm doing something awful. This is a political hit job. Why are you pulling me over? The next thing I want to talk about is Alyssa Milano versus Rose McGowan. There's a charmed celebrity cage death match going on right now. These are two people who were on the show Charmed by Aaron Spelling, which is, and by the way, this is the Aaron Spelling episode of Fox and the City, because Melrose Place was an Aaron Spelling produced show as well. And basically the two are in a feud right now. And I don't quite understand what the feud is over. I don't know. Are they arguing about which white female celebrity did a better job trying to take credit for a black woman's Twitter hashtag? I don't understand. Is that where the competitiveness comes from? Because I've seen pictures of them when they were on set and they're kissing and stuff. So it seems like this is all like post Me Too animosity. And they both kind of tried to become the leaders of Me Too, which they didn't create. At any rate, it's to me, the whole Rose McGowan thing and Alyssa Milano thing, it's very reminiscent of Allison and Amanda on Melrose Place.
The truth is, I am better on 2 double vodkas than you are at your best.
Tell that to the next poor kid you run over.
I just love it.
You're such a hypocrite, Allison. I don't know how you do it with a straight face. I don't know what you use to pull this off, you dishonest, self-serving, pathetic drunk. But when I find out, I'm gonna turn it around, cut you open like a rotten piece of fruit.
Sorry, there's a lot of repetition. There's a lot of redundancy in today's episode. So Rose recently revealed that she had a one-night stand with Alexander Payne, who is the Academy Award-winning director of Sideways. And it was like another Me Too moment for her, because I guess she was 15 when she hooked up with him. But she didn't really provide a whole lot of details. It seemed like they met at a party or at a club, and she went back to his place. She doesn't say that he knows how old she was. Like, okay. So, statutory rape is wrong. I'm not defending that whatsoever. Especially as somebody who was sexually abused as a child and who was on the receiving end of statutory rape a couple of times. But I do have questions. Like, I want a little bit more to the narrative, because I need to know, what should the consequences, or how should Alexander Payne be held accountable, if at all? And the reason why I say that is because when I was 15 years old, I had a fake ID. I would go to 21 and up bars and stuff like that. And if I meet somebody at a bar, I'm just going to assume that the person is 21 years old. So if there's no conversation about it, and then y'all hook up, and then all these years later you say, oh, well, this was a statutory rape situation, and frame it as a Me Too moment, it's not quite the same thing as somebody who knows for sure that this person is a teenager and is still actively pursuing them. Does that make sense? Like, I know I'm kind of like walking a fine line here, but these details are important. But she does say in the story that she shares about their experience that he was very well hung. And of course, as a bottom, that's like all I can hear in the situation. Like, he is? Really? Alexander Payne? Details. Okay. Yeah, so I just want a tiny bit more information before I know what camp I'm gonna put Alexander Payne in, right? And he hasn't responded yet, so who knows? Okay, so the big story today, big breaking news story, is that Melania Trump has unveiled changes that she made to the Rose Garden, not affiliated with Rose McGowan. And here, her big news, she's like, yes, we are now using actual human bodies as fertilizers. We kidnap women named Rose, and we use Rose to feed the roses. So watch out, Rose McGowan, because that could certainly be your fate. It could. Okay, after a very bad summer, this headline said, after a very bad summer, the coronavirus outbreak seems to be slowing. But you know what? Labor Day's coming out, so titties out, motherfuckers! That's what worries me. I am very concerned about that. Now that things are getting a little bit better. Because things were getting better, right? And then we had Memorial Day where people went ape shit crazy. And you saw people in big pools and you know, when you go to a party, like a summer pool party, and no, winter pool party, Ragan, and the pool water looks disgusting because it's just this like toxic mix of pool water with suntan lotion with SPF, and it turns it into like a milky mess, the pool water. People hitting beach balls all around the place, and then it got really bad again. So I'm afraid what's going to happen is that we're getting to a good place, and now people are going to be like, fuck it, I know we're in a pandemic, but Labor Day, I always get fucked up on Labor Day. Labor Day Monday is when I get the most fucked up. Sorry.
Hi, haters.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna fucking do what I want, right? And so we think that we're all free, we're all safe, and then coronavirus is gonna rear its ugly head again and be like, ha ha ha, I'm back, bitches! You know, like, I just can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. Especially as somebody who has just stayed home because they are so afraid of getting sick. Like, I'm making myself sick with diarrhea and other things just from the anxiety of potentially getting coronavirus. I'm like fucking Danielle Staub on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
I sat at home alone, throwing up with diarrhea for 3 weeks because of you.
And I get very upset when I see people not playing by the rules, where I'm like, well, you can't do that. You can't go out because you're infecting other people, and then you may get infected yourself.
Close your legs to married men. Close your legs to married men. You heard me? Close your legs to married men.
Right? It's just how I feel. That's just how I feel about the situation. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is that Anderson Cooper just cried. Okay, how do I say this? Because I was on a television show where I went on to the TV show and I said, I'm not going to be one of those gays who cries all the time. And then I ended up crying the entire time. Marcellus and I talked about it in the last episode, right? And I explained why I cried all the time. And so this seems a little bit hypocritical, but I just don't need people in the news to be crying. And this is kind of like part of a larger criticism that I have of the news, where I just don't like how the news has devolved into everything is editorializing and newscasters giving their political opinions about stuff. Like, don't make yourself part of the story. I just don't want to see anybody, whether they're gay or straight or whatever, who's supposed to be a journalist, crying about things, right? And maybe it's like an old school mentality. Like, it's just a way of thinking about the world. When I took photojournalism classes in high school, I always go back to this. You know, you're taught, don't make yourself part of the story if you're the journalist, right? You just kind of like report what's going on. And I feel like Madge Weinstein has made this joke about on RuPaul's Drag Race how the queens are expected to be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable. You have to cry. If you're not crying, if you're not opening up a vein on camera and talking about all of the pain and misery and all of the gay bashing, and you're not just demonstrably emotional about it, then you can't win. You cannot be America's Next Drag Superstar. And I feel like Anderson Cooper believes that he is on RuPaul's Drag Race, and he's like, I need to show people that I have emotions, that I'm more than Gloria Vanderbilt's son, that I'm not a robot, that I feel things, and I should be America's next drag anchor superstar. And it's like, honey, you don't have to get there. Yes, you're so vulnerable. You're so vulnerable, and you're gonna win, honey. You're gonna win. I want to play some more clips. I love playing clips.
All right, at least I don't do crystal meth in the bathroom all night long, bitch.
I want to see a feud between. Wouldn't it be great to see like the queers of television news, of cable news. Like Ryan Murphy does the season of Feud where it's Rachel Maddow versus Anderson Cooper. And, you know, like, Anderson Cooper is getting very, very, like, the library is open with her. He's like...
So is it true that you guys are all vegetarians?
Close your legs to married men. Close your legs to married men. You heard it? Close your legs to married men.
Do you need a tampon, Janae? Because being a fucking bitch.
Oh, why? Do you want to stick it in me?
I don't know. It just seems like a very contrived way to show that you have a heart. It does kind of remind me of Janae from the Crystal Lee shows, who's like, she's doing all these like performative antics to prove why she should win like an award for her service.
I'm pretty much guaranteed to win this year's Hilford Medal. The homeless, the retarded, the black. Because I've demonstrated Christian values like crazy.
Because I've demonstrated Christian values like crazy. Like, I am a feeling person. My name is Anderson Cooper, and I am feeling things right now. I am feeling emotions, and I just really want to... But then again, I'm sure it's been a very emotional year. He's lost his mother. He's had a kid. I get it. His hormones. He's probably going through menopause. He's probably, he's probably feeling a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I just do feel like his producers, anytime that he has one of those moments, anytime he starts crying, it needs to be like... Maybe that could reel him in. You know, maybe just some type of sound cue that says, okay, Anderson, I'm going to help you off the ledge here. He's doing a report. He's like, and now I'm Anderson Cooper, and I'm at the RNC, and then somebody here said that I was fake news. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna reel it in. I'm reeling it in. Hello, I'm Anderson Cooper, and this is Anderson Cooper 360, and right now I am talking... I'm not gonna cry, but this person had coronavirus for 900 years. I'm okay. I'm not crying. But she just told me congratulations because I had a baby. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna reel it back in. Somebody slap me. Okay, I'm ready to go. One more time. Slap me. Okay, good. You have to have a tough as nails producer on the set with you and reminding you, like, no, this is not what this is. This is not Drag Race. This is not The Real Housewives. You are not your friend Andy Cohen. You have to come to work. You have to pull it together. Because I do think it's a little bit of a double standard. Like, if you saw a woman who was an anchor on news crying, they would be like, she's crazy. She's hysterical. We can't have this, right? And even though Anderson is a gay man, it's, I don't know. Maybe I'm saying too much. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying nothing at all. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm saying nothing at all. So, this is the last week and a half before the fall semester begins. I'm going to, after I end this grum, I'm going to straighten my hair, which is really exciting. It's going to be very exciting for everybody.
And it gets significant. This house. There's some whores in this house. I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that pull-out game weak. Yeah, you effin' with some wet-ass P-word. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet-ass P-word. Give me everything you've got for this wet-ass P-word. Beat it up, N-word, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P-word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a Kegel, well, it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P-word is wet, come take a dive. It continued along these lines. And it gets significantly...
And it continued along these lines. Okay, I'm gonna leave playing one of my favorite songs from the Taylor Swift album Folklore, which is so good. It's called The Last Great American Dynasty. And I think I talked about it a little bit episode before last, but I hope you enjoy it. Okay?
Rebecca rode up on the afternoon train. It was sunny. Her salt box house on the coast took her mind off St. Louis. Bill was the heir to the Standard Oil name and money, and the town said, how did a middle class divorcee do it? The wedding was charming, if a little gauche. There's only so far new money goes. They picked out a home and called it Holiday House. Their parties were tasteful, if a little loud. The doctor had told him to settle down. It must have been her fault his heart gave out. And they said, there goes the last great American dynasty. Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? There goes the maddest woman this town has ever seen. She had a marvelous time ruining everything. Rebecca gave up on the Rhode Island set forever. Flew in all the bitch pack friends from the city. Filled the pool with champagne and swam with the big names and blew through the money on the boys and the ballet, and losing on card game bets with Dolly. And they said, there goes the last great American dynasty. Who knows if she never showed up, what could have been? There goes the most shameless woman this town has ever seen. She had a marvelous time ruining everything. They say she was seen on occasion pacing the rocks, staring out at the midnight sea. And in a feud with her neighbor, she stole his dog and died at Key Lime Green. 50 years is a long time. Holiday house side, quietly on that beach, free of women with madness, the men in